What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm also going to break down some new developments coming out on the charts. But just know that I am not a financial planner, so make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offer ends very soon in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, the market remains bullish right now as SPY is approaching this resistance at 593. Above that, we're looking for 594. And then if we break all of those, if we get above at least the 594 area, I could be looking for us to eventually get closer to 600. So we're looking very, very bullish right now. The market's continuing to push. So I do anticipate a little bit more upside. But then as the day progresses, you might see a little bit of sideways price action before we get very close to the notorious FOMC meetings. Just keep that in mind. What's happening for today? We basically got some jobless claims data. Initial jobless claims was as expected. Everything else was close to expectations. However, just know this: we have the 4 and 8 week bill auctions coming out at 11:30 a.m. And besides that, we have the Fed interest rate decision coming out at 2 p.m. And at 2:30 p.m., we have the Fed press conference with Jerome Powell giving a speech. So keep that in mind, guys. We have Jerome Powell giving a speech later on today. When the decision comes out for what the Fed's going to do with the rates, that's going to cause a bigger move. So wait for that as well. And as of right now, the market remains more bullish. Now, I also want to call out the fact that there's about a 99% chance now the Fed gives us a 25 basis point cut. So that's what the market's basically expecting. For earnings that just came out, we have Moderna. Moderna did better than expected, posting a surprise profit. So you look right over here, we had an EPS of 3 cents. That's above the expected loss of $1.90. Revenues at 1.86 billion. That's also above expectations. And then when it comes to their guidance, it was not bad. So that's why the share price is still up. Besides that, we are seeing the market hitting new highs. Um, there's now just a lot of talk about the Fed and Jerome Powell giving a speech soon. And Stellantis is laying off more employees, about 1,100 of them. So I just want to call those out. That is it for our news. Now let's just focus on the charts. So SPY is trying to push right now, trying to get closer to that resistance around that 593 area. We could continue to push higher, so just keep that in mind. We might be trying to target this mid 590 area, so 594 to 595. Break that, I'm going to be looking for 597, then 600 are potential targets. Just keep that in mind, guys. Right now, we are favoring the bulls. So we might attempt to push a little bit higher. We could try to push closer to about 594 to 595 over the next couple of hours. Maybe we go higher. We'll have to see about that. Then we might be looking for some sideways price action, some range bound price action for a couple of hours until we get the very, very big reports for FOMC. So I think we might try to push a little bit higher. Than we might be seeing some sideways price action, and we'll see how things end up going from there. But just keep that in mind, guys. That's going to be very, very critical for the way things end up moving. Um, Once we get the decision, whatever the Fed does, then expect an even bigger move. For now, look for a little bit of a push for that 594 target at the very least, and then we'll see how things go from there. For ES, we're looking a little bit more bullish as well. We did a good job at holding up. Just know this: we are approaching resistance at 59.80. That's going to be my targets. We'll see if that breaks or not. If we do break 59.80, we're looking for an attempt to get back up to 6,000. And if we end up losing support over here around this 59.60 area, we're looking for 59.43. Overall, we look more bullish on ES. We're looking for 59.80 plus or a little bit higher for the time being for more upside potential. Then we'll see what happens after that. But just keep that in mind, guys. That's what I am anticipating. A little bit more upside before we see another reaction. For NVIDIA, we remain more bullish. We're going to be looking for 146.5 as our target. If that breaks, we're looking for 148. We could see NVIDIA push a little bit higher for the time being as we get very, very close to our new circumstances. And then after that, once we break these highs, if we get above 148, we're looking for 150. I don't think it's going to get to 150 quite yet. It might push a couple of points higher. Then we might see some sideways price action, which is what tends to happen before FOMC events. And then we could be looking for a big push after that. We'll have to wait for FOMC first, most likely. Bitcoin is dipping exactly as predicted. So I said in my video yesterday, I was anticipating we're going to be looking for a small dip on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is coming down to about the mid 74,000 area. It might just do that before it tries to bounce. So just keep that in mind. 74,500 could be coming, maybe a little bit below that before it tries to rebound. Just remember that. For Tesla, We're trading sideways between 290 and 285. If 285 fails us, though, we could be dipping to 282 and 280. And 290 breaks, we're looking for 292 and 295. I think that Tesla's going to try to push upon open to 290, maybe try to break through that. Then we're going to be looking for some sideways price action as the day goes on until FOMC. That's what I'm anticipating. For NQ, we look more bullish, looking for 21,000. If we break that, we're looking for another attempt to get back up for 21,100. So look for a little bit more upside potential. We'll see how it reacts. For the QQQ, we look more bullish. We're looking for essentially the 509 area. If that breaks, we're looking for 510, then 512 as our targets. 510 could be coming for the QQQ, so we'll see what kind of reaction we get. So be very, very patient nonetheless. But I do anticipate a little bit more upside for the QQQ. For Apple, Apple's looking a little bit more bullish. If we're above 224.17, we're looking for essentially 225. If we end up losing 223.8, we're going to be dipping back down, but this is favoring upside for the 225 area. Just keep that in mind. For the IWM is just kind of trading sideways in a range, at least as of right now. We could be dipping closer to about this 235 area, and then we'll see if we bounce or not. Otherwise, we just remain range bound. So give this some time to develop. The IWM is kind of stuck here, so we'll see what it does, but look for a small dip initially. For coin is dipping a little bit. We're looking at the support around this 242 area. Now resistance at 250. Might be dipping to 242 to 238 before it tries to rebound. Amazon remains more bullish. Going to be looking for 208. As long as we're above 208, we're looking for 210 and 212 as our targets. If we lose 207, then we're looking for 205. But this is still favoring the upside. For Meta, we look more bullish. As long as we're above 573.5, we're looking for a push back up towards basically 578 becomes a stronger possibility. As long as we don't lose 573.5, I favor the upside. For Microsoft, we look more bullish. We're looking for essentially 422 than 424. So the Bulls have the bigger edge nonetheless. With that being said, guys, I thank you all so much for listening. The market looks like it wants to push a little bit higher. Even SPY and the QQQ and the others are going to try to push. But just know whether or not we get continuation depends on FOMC. What tends to happen is we see sideways price action approaching FOMC, so we could try to push higher temporarily. Then the sideways price action may start a little bit later, maybe after an hour. And then we're basically going to be waiting to see what happens with the rates decision. Will the Fed give us a 25 basis point cut? Most likely they will. And then once they make that announcement, will the market just continue to push as it already has so much momentum? I mentioned yesterday that the market is kind of like a locomotive. It has so much momentum, and that's helping it really push. So we'll see if we get another continuation push once all the data comes out. So get ready for everything that's basically approaching. With that being said, guys, I really appreciate you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you watch your levels carefully. I did go over both the bullish and bearish cases, at least to some extent, for many tickers. And if anything, as of right now, the market is favoring upside. There's still a lot of momentum from Trump's victory. So I'll see you guys soon in just a couple of hours. Have a good day and peace out.